Hello and welcome to Fortress, Alaska. This is going to be Bear Defense Guns, Take 2. Anyway, so just a few things to start with. This is how I put guns in for long-term storage when I'm not going to be using them fairly regularly. So I just get the gun socks from, I don't know, I bought them off Amazon. You can find them. And that way I can store them like this. And they're safe, they're protected, they're not going to rust. And they're usually well oiled when I put them away. So once again, what I consider the premier revolver is a Smith & Wesson Model 29 of some sort. This is a 629. 629 merely means stainless steel. The 6 is for stainless steel. The 329 is a scandium frame with a titanium cylinder. And that gun is only a little bit heavier than a Glock 20. And you get 44 Magnum power. So if weight is your issue, you can still go to a 44 Magnum. I'm not so sure I want to fire it with those full power loads in a gun that light, but if you're dealing with a bear, you will never notice the recoil, I guess. But it wouldn't be fun to practice with. In fact, actually practicing with this, I just much rather shoot a 44 Special. It's just been a little bit hard to find these days with all the other ammo issues. So, once again, a good double action revolver. 357 Magnum or larger is fine. Even 357 Magnum is good. 10 millimeter still is in 357 Magnum. I don't care what they say. You can always find a 10 millimeter round that will beat a 357, but if you find the best 357 Magnum round, it'll beat a 10 millimeter. So 357 Magnum revolver or a 44 Magnum revolver or bigger, 460, 500, 454 Casull, whatever you want. You're only going to get 1 or 2 shots, like I said, so make them count and use big bore penetrating bullets. You can't go wrong with it. So we'll go some more into that later. So just to show, yeah, it's my camera, I can point at it. So clear and empty, nothing there. So I'll show you. This is a double action pistol. For those who don't know double action, pull the trigger, it fires. It's also single action. Cock it, fires. When would you use single action bear protection? When the bear's attacking someone else and you have to make a very precise shot. Because if bear's on top of somebody, you got to make a very precise shot to hit the bear and not the person. And that's when the single action comes in. And that's one of the big benefits of a revolver. Or any other gun that you can fire single action. You get a really nice trigger. And a Smith & Wesson trigger in single action is one of the finest you're going to find. Oddly enough, it's not as good as that SIG P210 I did the review on. But it's still a very good trigger. What else can I tell you about it? Not much recoil substantial. I have some high power loads. I shot a few rounds off. I only got video of a couple because I forgot to videotape it. But we'll show you them going off in my hands. It is a potent round and it does a lot of damage. So, bears are going to be coming out soon here for me. So I'll be getting this ready to start carrying in my chest drag as I start to hike. I've already been out hiking. I'm posting hiking videos. But the bear shouldn't be out for another month or so yet. As soon as I start seeing any sign of bears, I'll be switching over to the 44 Magnum. So we'll continue on with more about bear guns here in just a moment. Okay, we're just verifying function and point of impact for the bear protection revolver before the bear season starts. Spring is coming. Bears will probably be coming out in the next month or so. So soon I'll be carrying this instead of my 9mm when I'm out hiking. Okay, now back to more about bear guns. Now for around the house, because remember I live semi-rural, I have buildings outside, I have farm animals, I have animal paddocks. If I have to go outside looking because there's bumps in the night, I'm not going out there with a revolver. I'm going out armed to the teeth. And there's really nothing better than a 12-gauge shotgun. So if you're car camping out of a trailer, doing something where you can have a shotgun easily, there's really nothing better for it for bear defense. Shotgun with slugs. There's no reason to use buckshot. It's not going to do the job that a slug will do. Buckshot will stop long before a slug ever does. You need penetration. So I've updated this gun. I think I've shown you. I've put the Magpul furniture on it, which is very nice. I like the length of pull. I like the color. And it also comes with M-LOK slots. And I've put a Streamlight TLR. What is it? TLR RM2 on it, and it can be either just an on light and you can see it's good light, or you can just do it momentary where you hold the switch down, release the switch, it goes off, or you can just click it on. Now, even when I'm out shooting in the daylight, I have the light on because I have a nice white beads front sight, and with the light on, even out in bright sunshine, it lights that bead up, and it really does make it a lot easier to aim the gun when that white bead is glowing bright. So even if I take this out in the daylight, I'm going to put that flashlight on and light up that bead. Makes it easier for me to pick up that front sight. It's not going to hurt anything. Not going to hurt anything to have the light on in the daylight. But it also gives me, a bit to go on at night. Also, as I will mention, put a Wilson Combat 2-round extension tube. Some people say you should use Nordic extension tubes. I don't know, Wilson Combat has a reputation of being the finest in the industry. I only need 2 extra rounds, really. I mean, I had 4 before, now I have 6. If you can take your gun apart to clean it, you can put on a Wilson Combat 2-round extension. One of the things I prefer about the Wilson Combat 2-round extension, it's one piece. That's all there is. One piece, a spring and a follower. If you get the Nordic one, you have multiple pieces that you have to put together, and every joint and every seam is a possibility of failure. This just screws on like a regular lug at the end, and that's all you need. And it adds 2 rounds. And if you can take your shotgun apart to clean, you can put a 2-round extension on it. So this is not only my bear defense gun, this is also my home defense gun. And believe me, slugs will do a good job for home defense. And as with that, there's not a one gun serves all purposes. That's why I have 2 different bear defense guns. One for when I'm out camping, one for around the house or out of a trailer. But then I also have a sidearm for home defense too. Regular 9mm high capacity, well, standard capacity 9mm, which is 15 to 17 rounds around the house too. Like I said, because inside the house, I might grab the pistol. If I have to step outside, grabbing the shotgun. Really, there is no better way to defend yourself around the house, especially when you live rural with a shotgun. Now, if you live in apartments or something, this probably wouldn't be the choice for you, but then you wouldn't have bear problems either. I have bears come on my front porch, so it is an issue to me. So I'll show you some shooting video. I've been training my son to use it because he's big enough and I'm strong enough now to handle it. And I'll show you some shooting video, and you can see how we shoot with it. It is a brute. It does the job, and I would not want to be on the receiving end of this. All right, so here we're testing the bear shotgun for summertime use. We have the light on. Obviously, right now we don't need the light, and it's just a TLR RM2 from Streamlight. I'm sure you can find plenty of videos on that. I've loaded it with a mix of half put on the 2-round extension for 870. I really don't think you can use in combat for 870. Here we go. Let's test it and see the functioning with just a mix of random ammo.
Your brain wants to. It's like you're moving.
Okay, have the son learning to use the shotgun because he may use it too for bears. And these are training loads. Okay, so we've talked a bit about bear firearms, showed you some shooting videos. Anyway, so after reading all the questions and comments from my first bear defense video, I have some replies, so I have notes here. Okay, first of all, bears can be curious. I am not anthropomorphizing. Sometimes bears just want to see what something is. Now, they may be curious to see if you're food, but they are just curious. I literally have had a female bear walk up and sniff me and walk away. I never saw her until I felt her sniffing me. She came up from behind me, never saw or heard her. I was standing next to a river, then the sound of the river just covered any noise she would have made. So I could have been dead just as easily. So I wouldn't have had a chance to do anything if she decided she wanted to eat me. But she sniffed me and walked away. So no big deal. Anyways, like I mentioned before, If you're worried about weight in the gun you carry, the Smith & Wesson 329 PD is only 25 ounces. That's less than a Glock 20 fully loaded. So you definitely can be lighter with the 329 PD. But I can also understand why the Glock 20 is so popular, or the Glock 40. They're both 10 millimeters. They're half the cost of a revolver. You can get two for the price of a good revolver. So if cost is an issue, you can go with the 10 millimeter. It wouldn't be my first choice. I mean, remember, you're depending your life on this, so you're not going to wear out a stainless steel Smith & Wesson revolver. You're not going to wear out a 329 PD. You just don't shoot 44 Magnum that much. If you want to shoot it a lot, you're going to get 44 special ammo. It's just not a lot of fun to shoot 44 Magnum. So also in the links below, I'm going to leave two video links for YouTube, and one is the best bear encounter video I've ever seen, and there's also one where the bear just comes down, sits next to a guy, showing that they aren't necessarily all that dangerous as people think, but they can be. It's just you don't have to kill them on sight, is what I'm getting at. Some may wonder why I carry a revolver and there's no light on it. Well, for me, like I said, the revolver is strictly for bear defense when I'm out hiking and camping, and in Alaska in the summertime, I really don't have nights. I mean, that's bottom line. And if I am, like in the middle of the night when it might be dark and I'm sleeping and I have an issue, I always have a flashlight right with me. And so I'll just use a flashlight. So, and if I'm camping somewhere out of a car or trailer, then I have my 12 gauge with me and there's a light on that. So, not an issue. Like I said, the reason I think the Glock 20 is so popular, or the Glock 40, is it's half the cost of a revolver. And I don't think it's the weight issue. I think it's the price. Want to remind people, bears are extremely fast and extremely quick. A bear is faster than a racehorse and is far stronger than you can imagine. Literally, if the bear hits you one time just right, you're dead. These are animals that can run over 35 miles an hour and take out a moose. So it is a powerful animal. I literally have seen a grizzly bear hit a caribou upside the head and break its neck with one hit. I just put him right down. So they are powerful animals. Another thing to consider about the guns you carry for bear defense, you're not out hunting. Unless you're out hunting, you don't want to carry a hunting rifle around with you all the time. First of all, they're extremely expensive once you have a good rifle and scope on it. And it is a big, bulky thing to carry around. A handgun strapped to your chest is small better. But now, if you're out camping with a car or a trailer and you only have a hunting rifle and not a shotgun, hunting rifle works just fine as backup. So I wouldn't say, don't use one. But remember, you're not out hunting. You are out hiking or camping. And there's a difference. If you're out hunting, you have a hunting rifle, there's your bear defense right there. But still have the revolver as backup. Because no matter what you do, you always have that revolver on your chest. Or any large caliber sidearm, I guess I should say. As I mentioned before, a lot of times bears are curious. The vast majority of bear encounters, the bears do not attack. It's extremely rare a bear attacks. I mean, when it does happen, it makes the news and everyone hears about it. But no one hears about the 15 times last year I ran into the bear while I've been out hiking or camping. It was at least 15 times last summer. But that doesn't make the news because I saw the bear saw me, and life went on. The bear had killed and ate me, yeah, that probably would have made the news. So you imagine all the times people see bears and nothing happens. If you are attacked, you have to get those first couple shots off, and you have to go for center of mass. I hear people say how they can drop one, hit them in the head, no problem. Well, if you can hit a charging bear in the head on every shot, more power to you. The vast majority of us cannot. Aim for center of mass and just dump as many rounds as you can into them. If you can manage to get 2 or 3 shots off, you're doing good. But you have to stop that bear. Like I said, aim center of mass. Don't try to aim for the head or aim for the hump and try to knock out his spine. Aim for center of mass and be done with it. Remember, a brown bear, grizzly bear, can be enormous. You're talking 12 to 1,500 pounds on some of them. Females, they range anywhere from small ones at 300-400 pounds all the way up to 1,200-1,500 pounds, just depending on where you are, if it's a male or female, if you're near to the coast or if you're inland. Because bears change size depending on where they live, even among the same species. So here I wanted to show you something else. So this, like I said, this is the chest rig I carry. You saw it in the last one. And you'll notice that I carry backup ammo. And you're going to say, well, what good is backup ammo when you're only going to get 1 or 2 shots? You're actually right. Backup ammo seems superfluous. However, I also use this when I go hunting. And so when I'm out hunting, I like to have extra ammo just in case. I will use my handgun for other things besides just bear defense when I'm out hunting. I also use it to bring down other animals, to finish off an animal. And any number of purposes. It means I'd rather use my handgun to bring down small game for food than to use my .338 Win Mag on a rabbit. I can head shoot small game with this and be a lot simpler and still have meat left to eat. Plus, it's not nearly as loud as my hunting rifle. So, yeah, for bear defense, backup ammo doesn't really matter. But like I said, I use this for hunting too, so having that extra ammo is a good thing. Now, if you have a semi-auto, having an extra magazine is a good idea. And that's simply just in case something goes wrong with your magazine. One other thing I want to point out, so we'll break the revolver back out. I'm going to run over this one more time. What is the emergency action drill for a revolver? I fire, it goes click. What do you do to do it again? You pull the trigger again. What's the emergency action drill for a semi? Okay, let me see. You drop the magazine, rack the slide, put a new magazine in, and fire. By that time, you're dead. So, that's another good reason to use a revolver. It's just got to have that, just pull that trigger again, and it works. So, like I said, check out that link, those 2 links below to those videos showing you the bear encounter and the bear sitting down next to the guy. And you'll see what I mean, that bears aren't those big, terrible things people think they are, and they don't need to be shot on sight. They just need to deal with them with some respect for their size and their power. And once again, like I mentioned before, you have to understand, a bear is not used to something standing up to him. Most things, when they see a bear, run. And therefore he chases them and eats them. However, if you stand your ground, the bear's going to say, what is that? It's willing to stand up to me. And that can be enough to make a bear change its mind, because bears aren't stupid. They don't want to get hurt either. Fighting another predator or an animal willing to stand up to it is dangerous. I mean, we're not as dangerous as you would think, but I mean, if we're armed, we are. But an animal that stands up to a bear is less likely to have problems with the bear. So standing up to the bear is a good idea. Never run from them. They will catch you and kill you. So you can't outrun a bear. Anyways, so please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, add them in again. We'll go through this again. You have my other links for Patreon and my Facebook page and all that stuff. And once again, have a nice day and get out and go shooting.